Have you ever had to flip your unemployment on the dead guys? I ain't going. How about suicide doors? It's the hit 'em man. You don't want to see them doors sliding on the caravan. All right, we are live. Let's go. We're live. We're live. We're live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the platform. This is Lord of Lips on the Nodos channel with another installment of a live stream, installment number 19. So you guys already know the routine here. Thumbs up in the chat, like and subscribe. Do what you guys do. Hit the bell as well. Tell a friend to tell a friend. But let's go ahead and get this shit cracking. Let me do a few things here. Copy this link. Let me do a few things here. Pull up a few things here. And we're going to get going. Let's wait till some people get in the room. Have you ever been a joint and you know it? Have you ever had to flip your unemployment? On dead guys, I ain't going. Okay. Do. And that is done. That is done, my friends. That is done. Has anybody went and seen Interstellar in IMAX yet? That's still something that I want to do. Interstellar is one of my favorite all-time movies. I love Interstellar. But it was recently released in IMAX. Now, the tickets keep selling. It keeps selling out pretty fast, so it's hard to come by. But I do want to see it in IMAX. I would love to go to the theater and see Interstellar again. Let me see. All right. Let's see if anybody's in the chat. Nope, not yet. We still got some time. Have you ever been a joint and you know it? Have you ever had your unemployment? I'm waiting on you, Shane. I'm waiting on you, dog. Waiting on you. Yeah, so Interstellar in IMAX. I guess while we wait for people to get in the chat, let's just start with, let me just get something off my chest real quick. Lil Baby has 2 albums coming out, I think next month or within a couple months span. Wham! And another album that I can't remember the name. So he's obviously he's doing this whole rollout thing, and he sat with multiple people. I think he sat with Charlamagne today. He sat with Yachty yesterday. And I mean, the guy, you talk about shooting yourself in the foot. You talk about literally shooting yourself in the foot. That's no shot at Meg or anybody like that. But I'm just saying, Lil Baby has a bad habit of shooting himself in the foot. Obviously, a big takeaway from the interview with Yachty. Well, there's a couple of big takeaways, but one of them was the fact that he kind of had to really address the conversation surrounding by his reverse Oreo picture with Michael Rubin and Kyle Kuzma. And I mean, I feel bad because it's really a lose-lose situation for Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he didn't address it for a long time and everybody, you know, ran off with it. I mean, we all know the internet is just typically a lose-lose situation. If you address something, everybody says you're bothered, you look guilty. If you don't address it, it's like, oh my God, he's trying to hide from it. He didn't even admit it. I mean, he didn't even acknowledge it. So you're guilty. But in this case, first off, see, I got family from down south. They may be tuning into the pod. I love you guys. I got brothers and sisters, siblings from down south, a lot of cousins. My whole lineage on my father's side is from down south. So we know that there is a dialect, a distinct dialect that they have. But Lil Baby and, you know, the whole mumble rap kind of team there. When Lil Baby talks, he just sounds really, really fucking retarded. Let's just call it what it is. Okay? Let's just cut the shit and call it what it is. Lil Baby sounds retarded damn near anytime he opens his mouth. So, you know, he's trying to clarify the whole Michael Rubin picture. He's saying he don't play like that. Like he's like putting on this big tough guy act, talking about he don't play like that. Niggas know he don't play like that. Like, but meanwhile, we just don't take that serious. That's one. And I'm not here to call Lil Baby's bluff. I don't want any issues or anything like that. I know Lil Baby has a small little avenue, a little corner of hip hop. You know, I call them the carpet class hip hop section, where they might come after me. So I don't want to deal with that. I'm just saying objectively, guys. Objectively, he sounds fucking retarded. Okay. And that's just what it is. So he's on there explaining how he even talked to Michael Rubin about releasing the security footage of the hug. The hug was only 5 minutes. I mean, he just sounds fucking dumb. Where's this guy's handlers? Where's this guy's PR team? He should have been prepared for that question. Yachty looks like fucking Mace. Yachty literally looks like Mace, or somebody was saying he looked like the dude from Meet the Johnsons. He looks like the dude from Meet the Johnsons. But Yachty got his hair cut. He following Drake and a series of rappers who cut their hair. Yachty is so confused. And I do want to say, I should say this. Yachty put out an album early last year. Not 2024, 2023, I think it was. Yachty put out an album last year that I fucked with. And Yachty has been developing as an artist, but I just think Tyler, the Creator, said something brilliant 2 months ago during the rollout for Chromacopia, where he just said, God, please take the microphones away from these niggas. And I've been begging Donald Trump every chance I get. What's up, Seven, in the chat? What's up, Seven? My God, yes. But I've been begging 47 to fucking put 100% tariffs on podcast equipment or any equipment that has to do with people getting in front of a camera and talking. You got Gilbert Arenas. Now there's some, what's the word I'm looking for? There's some professions and some people in some professions where, like, I like hearing from retired athletes and stuff like that. But like this whole new wave of hearing from athletes, like while they're supposed to be playing basketball, like it gives me the Laura Ingraham ick, where she told LeBron, and y'all are gonna kill me. I don't care. It gives me the Laura Ingraham ick, where she told LeBron to shut up and dribble. I mean, I don't want no racist undertones, but I'm just telling Paul George, Jeff Teague, and numerous athletes that get on there, just shut up and dribble. Just shut up and dribble. You guys are dealing with a whole nother situation over in the NBA that we're going to get to later, with your failing sport. And you guys cannot stop. Everybody's like wondering, trying to pin the tail on the donkey of what's wrong with the NBA. Well, partially, a lot of it is that they exhort a lot of their time, energy, and effort into podcasting and sitting in front of a fucking camera and a mic, other than practicing on basketball and actually playing basketball. Because half of these guys that have a fucking podcast only play 40 games, Paul George. So, what's up with that? Paul George can't even play a full season or a quarter of a season, but he's like on the mic every chance he gets. And I understand. I get it. What does my leg injury have to do with me sitting in front of a camera? It's just the optics of it, dude. And at the end of the day, when you're trying to sell a sport, it's a business. And just like in any business, it's about the optics of what the customer can see, what the consumer can see. And as consumers, we don't want to fucking see Paul George sitting in front of a microphone when he hasn't played a fucking game. He's played like 1 or 2 games all year long. Embiid hasn't played. But I'm going to get to the NBA in a second. Let me get back to the rappers, because rappers all across all spectrums were facing the same thing. The Lonzo Ball podcast. That's the worst pod. Thank you for bringing that up. That is the absolute worst podcast out there. If there's one thing I want to do, is everybody in the chat, if you haven't, go tune into the Lonzo Ball podcast. Lonzo Ball is about to face what? He's about to get traded to his 4th team. Lonzo Ball hasn't played 50 games like ever. I don't even want to get into the whole LaMelo, Lonzo brothers, but they played a game last week, Melo and Lonzo. It didn't seem, something's not right with them. Something's not right between them. And we're hearing rumors that Lonzo's supposed to actually go to Charlotte this year, so we'll see. But Lonzo Ball's podcast with his manager, Demo, shout out to Demo. I miss Ball and the family. But just very surface level questions, just very rudimentary conversations. In fact, Demo sits there and asks, these people don't even know what they're doing. And I'm going to attack Shannon Sharp next. But instead of having like interesting, free-flowing conversations, Demo, who's Lonzo's best friend / manager, is asking Lonzo and Jello questions like almost as if it's coming from the fans, like if he doesn't know them. He's asking them like, so tell me about a time in 5th grade when you like, twisted your ankle, like Demo wasn't there. It's like, dude, we do not want podcasts like that at all, especially not from sports people. Like, dude, either get into the shit and offer us some like kind of unveiled angles, or just like, again, just get from behind the microphone. But I want to stay on topic. We'll get to the NBA because I got a lot to discuss with the NBA. Back to Little Baby. Little Baby. He got a weird name too. But this Little Baby thing, man, he's going to ruin. I'm telling you guys, I've been calling it for years. I never was a fan of Little Baby. Never was a fan of Little Baby, but he was hot as fish grease. Dog, get your paper. He got out of the game. I know he was in the streets for a long time, got out of prison. Shout out to you. Clean up your image, clean up your money. I'm all for that. You start rapping. But I personally never was that big of a fan of Lil Baby. Didn't think there was any meat and potatoes in what he was talking about, pretty much. I thought he was just a whole product of the whole Young Thug slime, movement and stuff. And now that that's kind of been broken up by the authorities and stuff, we haven't seen Lil Baby hot since. He dropped some singles earlier this year, did not go over pretty well. I mean, it was just a few months ago. We have not heard those singles at all. They did not stick. So, Terrius, if you're ever in the chat, your dude flopped. Lil Baby had a big fan base at one point, a really big fan base. I'm old enough to remember when these guys had the fucking unmitigated gall to compare Lil Baby to Lil Wayne. They said that Lil Baby, and if you guys remember, Lil Baby and DaBaby, Lil Baby and DaBaby, their run was like Wayne's. And that's just, God damn. And this is the problem across all fields. When you guys are just analyzing numbers and stuff like that, and I talked about this a few episodes ago, like that kind of shit needs to go away. It's always been in sports. It's always been in media where you could just analyze and stuff. But save that for the lawyers. Save that for, the people that don't understand how to influence culture, man, or don't know how to impact sports, or, save that for them. But this whole kind of driving force behind being able to look at shit on a paper and quantify somebody's impact or what they're actually doing needs to go away. If there's anything that you guys could leave here from, is if any of these, whether it be sports, music, if any of these fractions of entertainment want to survive, is they have to stop relying so much on the fact of reading analytics and stuff like that. So, Lil Baby, I don't know who told you to go up there and sit with Yachty. I know Yachty's another Atlanta member. It probably feels good to sit with Yachty. Yada, yada, yada. Yachty asked the same basic questions it's just a whole bunch of softball questions. But the whole Michael Rubin thing, I think it's really career damaging in a funny way. Stop going to the Michael Rubin parties, guys. Just stop fucking going. You see that they're hanging Diddy by the with the noose. You see what they're trying to do to Jay-Z. We know about these parties the early 2000s, and here you guys are going to this all-white party by Michael Rubin. What are you? I just don't understand the thought process behind it. Stop going to Michael Rubin's party. Drewski, stay away. Kevin Hart, stay away. Kai Cenat, stay away. All these up-and-coming streamers, celebrities and stuff, just stay away from the Michael Rubin party. Just stay away. Do your own shit. Bro. This whole industry kind of party thing, just stay away. It's no good. You see what they did to fucking Lil Baby. Two pictures came out that ruined. He hasn't been the same since. He hasn't recovered. So Lil Baby's all on a tirade. He's all mad and upset with his little baby voice, little angry man voice, talking about he don't play like that. Niggas know not to play with him, and check the security footage. He only hugged him. He went up to Dap Kyle Kuzma and Michael Rubin came from behind, and that's just how they kind of play. But he told him not to put it out because the way it looked. Well, too bad. That's been out for a year. A year and a half, 2 years now, and it looks horrible, man. It looks horrible. He's had to stay away from social media. He is not going to be able to get away from that troll of the fact that they turned you into a reverse Oreo. It's just horrible timing. And then you run around with James Harden and stuff like that. Like that's just what y'all get. That's just what y'all get. Another thing, he brought up the whole Kendrick and Drake thing. I don't want to really stay there, but he was mentioning that, like, you know, I don't really fuck with that. I don't really fuck with that side of hip hop like that. You know what I mean? That just, you know, I just like that's not what I'm in hip hop for, man. I'm not even in the game for that, man. That's not what Lil Baby here for. So Lil Baby's not here for a competition. Lil Baby's not here for competition. Lil Baby's here to make money and clean up money. So we all know that it's just another quick flip for Lil Baby and people like Gunna. And the other thing is, quiet as kept, Gunna has been winning that feud between Lil Baby, Young Thug versus Gunna. Gunna, quiet as kept, has released quality projects to the masses. He's gone on tours, sold out arenas. He's moved. He's gotten his health together. So quiet as kept, he's been winning that little spit for spat. And Lil Baby, since My Turn, hasn't struck. And the thing is, Lil Baby's gonna face the same fate that DaBaby, Roddy Ricch. There's a couple more people from that little 2018, 2019 era that's all facing the same fate. And the fate is that they're facing, that I was screaming to the fucking mountaintop. I called them substitute. They're substitute as fuck. That's all they are. They're substitute. They were here to supply us and meet our little bit of dumb needs, while the big dogs was a what? I told you guys that then, and I told you guys that today. That's just all they were here for. Then you had COVID that made us get real delusional. And we started doing quarantine radio with Tory Lanez and all these like low budget people. And Tory Lanez, you stay out of it, man. You stay out of it. Stay out of it. This has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Daystar, you know. These low budget people, man, they drive me insane. But Lil Baby is ruining his rollout, y'all, right before your eyes. Then he goes sits with Charlamagne the God, telling you Lil Baby's album is going to flop significantly. I don't think he does over. I think Lil Baby does under 100,000 his first week. I think he does under 100,000 his first week. We know Atlantic is all in shambles. We know QC is all fucked up. I don't see a way that they're going to even be able to manipulate it. I don't know if he's going to be coming with. I don't know if he's going to be able to come with like bundles. I don't know what they're going to do to like. I think it will be what Shane says. He thinks it will be way under 100. Yeah, like 60. I agree. And like, what do we feel about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a good look. That's just not a good look at all. I mean, he was supposed to be next up. And ironically enough, it's like the rap is facing the same fate that the NBA is facing, in the sense of the NBA was looking for their next kid, their next up. And, you know, if people remember, we went from Zion to, we went from Ben Simmons to Zion to Ja, Luka. I mean, it's just been numerous people. Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, numerous people after people, and none has been able to stick. Ja Morant can't get his head out of his ass, or his Ja Morant's still on the sidelines doing pistol motions and stuff with his hands. Like that boy is retarded. The rap. Oh, the person that I was thinking about in rap. Young boy, NBA young boy, Lil Durk. These people, like, rap is trying to transition away from the Kendrick, the Kennys, the Coles, and the Drakes, but there's nobody that is definitely here to necessarily take the throne. And Lil Baby was supposed to be next in line to do that. So, like I said, the prediction coming in well under 100,000 is like, yikes. I don't think. I mean, and once this happens, and Lil Baby has lost all steam, he loses his value. Obviously, within his label, he doesn't become a priority within that label. But also on the open market, he's losing his value. I mean, like, what is Lil Baby's next 5 years looks like? And if you were to tell me in 2019, now me, I shouldn't say that. If you were to tell the general public or general consensus in 2019 that Lil Baby by 2024 would be completely finito, a lot of people would have said that you were crazy. I thought, I'm like, 5 years, yeah, right. I didn't even think, I didn't think there was self-sustaining stuff there. And granted, like I mentioned earlier, I cannot deny Lil Baby did have a big wave. He has big songs out there. He had huge momentum. He had everything going for him. But I just personally think the situation with the YSL case and stuff, I think that the feds did a sweep on that whole little movement there, and they slowed up momentum of the South. That's just personally what I think. QC's all fucked up. I know they had sold shit, Atlantic. It was all in shambles. So I just think that really we're going to look back at that little 4 or 5 year period, and we're just going to have to document for what it was. Like, they had a little run there. Boom. I mean, now Atlanta has been running the sound for a lot longer because they got Future and they got Thug that predate this whole all these other artists that came after them. But I just think the whole Lil Baby, all of them, that run is done. So Lil Baby, unfortunately, is going to have to find another way to start making money. I could see him. He probably didn't. He, am I tripping? No, that wasn't Lil Baby that was in acting. Who was that did that scene in Power? Who that wasn't Lil Baby? Was it Lil Durk? Was it Lil Durk? It might have been Lil Durk. I think it was Lil Durk. God, I think it was Lil Durk. They said he couldn't even hold the gun right. But I can see Lil Baby trying to transition in. I don't know. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Kendrick bodied that, by the way, in Power. It was Lil Durk. I think it was Lil fucking Durk in the last season of Power. But yeah, I think Lil Baby's gonna have to get up off this rapping thing. And I don't think he cares. I think it's you know, I kind of think it's what he gets. I kind of think it's what he wants. He's the one that sat in that interview and sat there and said he don't really, you know, that ain't what he's in rapping for. He ain't in it for all that. So, and I get it. He really, I want to be fair. In context, he met the whole beef and stuff like that. But like, you know, some of us in hip hop, some of us listeners, consumers, we look at it like that was igniting competition. So when you say that, a lot of people's going to look at you away and say, what do you mean you're not in it for that? You know, that's like, again, I could keep drawing parallels to the NBA because the NBA is suffering the same fate. You want to talk about the NBA? I know what Shane's waiting to talk about. Shane's waiting. I know what Shane's waiting to talk about, but I don't have the information. He said, not really. Everybody's so done with the NBA, and I love it. Now, let's get into it, man. I love it. And here's the thing. If Hunter is listening, if Shane is listening, now they have not watched the NBA for a long time. Shane specifically. But Shane's beef with the NBA is a whole entirely different. He has a Russell Westbrook obsession. He's really mad at KD. The Thunder, he don't even like this new iteration of the Thunder. Once his Thunder got blown up, he was done with the NBA. So there's that for the record. But I've maintained watching the NBA for a long time. Yes, really. But as I do with a lot of things, I've been complaining the whole fucking time, guys. I've been complaining the whole time. And that's why I got to use this channel so y'all can sit with me some days and see what I'm seeing. And we can go down this line to get to my fucking conclusion. I seen the writing on the wall a long time ago when they hired the fucking reptilian Jew. Okay? When David Stern, that brand of basketball is the worst shit I've ever seen. I know. That's what LeBron says all of a sudden. That's what LeBron is saying, guys. LeBron James, product of this, creator of this, manipulator of this whole shit, Big boss. The guy that's responsible for the super teams. And I'm not telling you guys because we can get into the facts and the core crux of it, but that'd be an hour-long conversation. I'm just telling you guys I'm pinning the tail on the. I'm drawing, telling you the narrative of these things. LeBron is responsible. The narrative around him, when they think of super teams, everybody traces it back to LeBron. When they think of player movement, LeBron. Big contracts, LeBron. Flopping, LeBron. Soft, like no rivalry type deal, friendliness, LeBron. I talked to the homies a few months ago and I said the whole 3-point revolution. Now, granted, you're going to mainly associate that with Curry, so I cannot sit here and act like that's not a thing. That will mainly be associated with Curry. But I'm telling y'all, the disorganization, the freelance, what Kobe and Phil Jackson called the accidental basketball of the NBA, that I think what you guys are really complaining about is the fact that there's no structure to it. Everybody's just kind of coming to the conclusion, it's 73s. But like, if you really get to the crux of the complaint, is that there's no fundamental structure to basketball, to NBA basketball no more. It's like a pickup game. You could closely associate that with LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. But yeah, so you got all of those things, LeBron, that you got to wear. And trust me, you won't get away with not wearing those here. I'll just like that Diddy dress and stuff that you had on. I'll make sure that you are wearing those. Anyways, LeBron comes out today. Let me put y'all up, speed y'all up on it. Adam Silver is literally committing terrorism throughout the NBA. I mean, he is. I talked about little baby shooting himself in the foot. Adam Silver, I swear to God, and I've been on this the whole time. I've been just check my jacket on this. I've been calling Adam Silver the worst commissioner in sports. I couldn't stand the fucking jerseys. I couldn't stand the ghetto ass, tacky ass, fucking sponsorships on the court. I'm watching Buffalo and Georgia right now. I'd rather watch this than that Looney Tune tournament. The Looney Tune tournament is done, bro. The Looney Tune tournament is done. That's what we need to really call that. The Looney Tune tournament is done. Go figure. Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo are the winners of the Looney Tune tournament. But this all falls at the feet of Adam Silver, guys. This all falls at the feet of Adam Silver. You know what I'm saying? He puts those ghetto tacky ass sponsorships on the court. He puts YouTube TV on the court. He puts a Mirtez on the court. He puts a gas station on the court. I mean, what I've been saying since the longest is he sold the NBA out. He sold it out for $1. Now they're putting everything behind a paywall. You got to go to Amazon to watch LeBron. You got to go to HBO to watch Steph Curry. You got to go here to watch them. If you live in Ohio and you want to watch Cleveland sports, well, that's too damn bad. You can't do that on NBA. If you get the NBA League Pass, that's just too bad. They got blackouts in your market that you live in. It's just bad business all across the board. And that all falls at the feet of Adam Silver. But you want to know what else? He's tried to convince the NBA fans that we didn't like the previous product. Why do I say that? Because instead of sticking to the core crux of what we love the NBA for, because the NBA peaked in the 90s and the 2000s. Instead of just sticking to the, don't recreate the wheel that David Stern literally handed you the kingdom over. And like I said, not only did he hand you over the kingdom, but you inherited a league with Stephen Curry and LeBron James at their peak of powers and the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers facing off in the finals over and over, just like Magic and Bird. So you literally fumbled it away. You did that to yourself. But the last few years, we haven't gone 4 or 5 years without you implementing something new. That's not the sign of a great commissioner. I just want to say depending on scenario. But in this case, like, you're literally throwing shit at a wall, dog. You started with, the bubble was atrocious. I'm just telling y'all what it is. I know there's a portion of the country out there that says, if LeBron didn't win the bubble, everybody will be. No, listen, the bubble is terrible. It has the worst league ratings. Granted, I know we were dealing with a pandemic. People weren't tuning in. Everybody was dealing with a lot of other shit. But it don't matter. It doesn't matter because one can make the case that a lot of people were trying to find a reason. That was the period where we were saying we just need to get away. We want to find distraction. We want to find stuff to make us just get away from what's actually going on. Well, the NBA didn't help with that because the bubble was a fucking disaster. Then we get the in-season tournament to literally help LeBron James. Then we get the he's done the sponsorship shit. He's changed the jerseys. And then we get the coming of the in-season tournament. I mean, and by the way, might I mention, which is the crux of this conversation I'm about to get into, he's changed the All-Star game now at least 3 times. Might be 4. Fact check me on that. I think it might be 4, but I know at least 3 times. We did the target score, the Kobe Memorial All-Star game. Then we started. We started drafting. We started doing player drafts. I mean, dude is just throwing shit at a wall. And the fact that you can get up off of these ideas within a year tells me that you just literally throwing shit at a wall. You doing NBA player drafts, boom, that lasts for 2-3 years. Then now you off that. You doing target scores, boom, that's all. Then you doing first to 100 points or some dumb shit. Then you off that. Now this year, you're implementing a 3-team, 8-man, 3-team roster. So 24 people. Each team will have 8 players. And then it's going to be drafted by Kenny, Charles, and Shaq, and like Candace Parker. So TNT Sports. They'll be hosting the draft. You guys are relying on TNT. You guys have been hanging on the dear life for TNT. And Jason McIntyre out there from Fox Sports and stuff, shut your dumb ass up. Shut your dumb ass up. To sit there and say this damn dumb fool said that TNT inside the NBA might be partially to blame for the NBA's failed ratings. Because if you got the biggest advocate of your thing, NBA inside the NBA, and they're sitting there, shitting on your product, they've been shitting on the NBA product for decades. Charles Barkley is going to shit on players all the time, and he shouldn't stop. They are drawing ratings. In fact, inside the NBA is a bigger draw, especially after that 10:30 game. People stay up till 1 and 2 in the morning to watch inside the NBA. Inside the NBA is a bigger draw than the actual fucking game sometimes. And yes, Chuck and Shaq don't be knowing who the fuck the players are, who the fuck the team. They don't be knowing. Put out better product. Don't nobody feel sorry for y'all. The reason why we even tune in and is even in the veracity and vicinity of the NBA is because we know at least Charles Barkley is going to tell a little bit of the fucking truth. He's the one person, and Shaq a little bit. But Charles Barkley going to keep it straight up about the league. He's going to keep it straight the fuck up about the league. He don't give a fuck about none of that. Charles is going to tell you straight what it is about the league. And we like that. We need that. So you shut up, man. You're dead wrong about inside the NBA critique. But anyways, Adam Silver, man, the All-Star game format changes again. We're going to get a 3-man. We're going to get another tournament. This guy loves what Shane called it. This guy loves Looney Tune tournaments. Dude. See, here's my thing with these rich people. You feel the ground shake underneath you. You feel the ground shake underneath you. You see all the remnants of shit caving in. You see the faultiness in the lines, but you don't think there's no earthquake. You sit up here and keep trying to put makeup on a pig all you want, dude. It ain't working. Everybody is telling you what the fuck is wrong with the All-Star game. Everybody's been telling you for fucking years what's wrong with the All-Star game. And you continuously keep trying to change the format when no one's ever acknowledged that that's what's wrong with the NBA. Like, what is wrong with this fucking dude? Okay? I'm going to change my fucking profile pic. My pick to him. This guy is exactly how you don't want to run a league. I mean, he makes Roger Goodell literally look like a genius, guys. He makes Roger fucking Goodell look like a genius. And no, the best thing Roger Goodell got going for him is that he teamed up with Jay-Z in the last 5 years. Let's just keep it a buck about the Roger Goodell situation. But he makes Roger Goodell look like he makes the NFL look like it is just running smooth as could be. That's how bad Adam Silver is. That's how bad he is. We've told you numerous times that the players aren't playing hard in the All-Star game. It's a 3-point shootout. They're playing no defense. We don't like it. What is Silver's lineage? Oh, I said what his lineage is earlier. You know exactly what his lineage is. You know exactly what his lineage is. Let's just say he donates to the ADL every year. Yeah, Disney as fuck. But it just really bothers me when people are complaining about a thing, especially me specifically, because I do a lot of complaining. I love to complain. I love to complain. One of my favorite songs by Kanye West is Runaway, because I always find something wrong. I'm so gifted at finding what I don't like the most. That's my gift. So I'll be doing a lot of the barking, a lot of the yelling, a lot of the complaining. And then when it finally gets to the boss's desk, and then they act so tone deaf. Like, dude, are you trying to save it or not? I'm telling you what the problem is. Listen to me. Listen to us. I've been saying it for 10 years, man. Too much accidental basketball. Too much softness. Too much flopping. Too much referee interference. Too much threes. Too much team movement. There's no structure to it. It don't seem like a national basketball association. It don't seem like a professional league. It don't seem like. Then you got the Euros that are coming over and they think the NBA is a joke. The Euros that come over think the NBA is literally a fucking joke. They're like, these guys over here are fucking cheeks. This is cake. Every Euro says that this is the easiest shit that they've ever done. This is easy money. Jokic is dominating. He's been kicking ass. He's about to win his 4th MVP. Jokic is kicking ass and taking all types of names, and all he wants to do is ride horses. Like, he ain't even trying. And he's just like stumbling across. Jokic get off a damn horse, and he go drop 40, 15, and 20 like it's nobody's business. You know what I'm saying? And that's the NBA's problem. Y'all try to rely on these Euros too much, but they don't have no brand. They don't have no brand cachet with the American consumer, unfortunately. You know, we don't feel them like that. We can't relate to Jokic, nigga. I don't ride no damn horses. Shit. You know what I'm saying? So bad product all the way across. But LeBron James protecting his entity, protecting his empire. First off, LeBron, I seen you come back this Sunday after your weird absence. Your weird absence. And you're jumping out the gym. And I know there's all types of conspiracies floating out there about you and Diddy and you know, HGH and all that. But I've cleaned my hands. I've done my work. I said what I had to say. Like I said, check my jacket. Now we just gotta watch it unveil. I don't gotta do too much screaming no more. I drove that bus. I'm just saying there's a whole thread out there talking about Blocko. So, and there's a whole thread out there that literally is cropping up your video saying that you took that break and you went down to Miami. That I don't even know if there's no validity to it. I ain't saying there's validity to it. I'm just saying that the narrative is growing louder and louder by the day. You're going to have to answer to this. You sit up there and answer to everything else. You're going to have to bring Rich Paul out and answer to these accusations. It's just going to keep growing. It's just going to keep growing. Just going to keep growing. So I get it. LeBron's protecting his entity. He's protecting his empire. But I told you guys, Larry Bird had a great quote. And I know he's been put on by Bill Russell and the greats from the past. And this is like this across the UFC, the NFL, all the legends they come to a point where they realize it's not so much about their legacy, but about how you impact the next generation. And I think this is going to be the undoing and the uncoming of LeBron James. Unfortunately, guys, I've said Kobe and Mike just trounced him in that area. They just trounced him, just objectively, guys. And again, a lot of us struggle with critical thinking, but stuff that isn't so concrete. People today rely so much on concrete stuff. Like, I need numbers to support my theory. I need numbers to back up what I'm saying. No, some of this stuff is arbitrary. Okay, and LeBron struggles in that field because Larry Bird told the next generation. Kobe said that Larry Bird told him this, that it's about how you leave the game and how you inspire the next generation and leave the game better than you found it. And guys, with our right hand on the Bible, can we say that LeBron James is going to be leaving basketball better than he found it? The NBA is reporting that the ratings are down 48% since 2012. Huh. And ironically enough, LeBron James's era started in 2012, guys. That was the mark of his first title. So, is it coincidence that the moment LeBron James teams up with super teams, starts winning these titles, starts this whole operation with Clutch Sports? That's go check the beginning of Clutch Sports and stuff like that. Inception of Clutch Sports and all this collusion that's going on. Because just remember, go look up all the players that are represented by Clutch Sports. All the media members that are represented by Clutch Sports. It's very alarming. But the NBA is reporting ratings are down 48% since 2012. And ironically, Kobe played his last full season in 2012. Well, he got injured in 2013 at the end of 2013. I don't think that's coincidence, guys. And I'm telling you, bro, the NBA is going to get up off you. I've been telling you for years, man. The NBA is going to get up off you. And when they get up off you, man, you better have some answers. You see how they doing Hov. You see how they doing P. Diddy. You better have some answers. I'm going to leave the NBA discussion there. 2012 was really, really good year for basketball. Oh, I agree. I love me personally, because I gotta be objective, Shane. The Lakers three-peated 2001 and 2. Then we had a period where Kobe and Shaq fell out, and we had Detroit, San Antonio, and remember, San Antonio was winning a little bit in that period. During that little period there where Kobe was facing the rape charges and the NBA wasn't trying to market Kobe like that. He was losing MVPs to Steve fucking Nash. The NBA was trying to figure out, and LeBron was coming about. They did a Spurs and Cavaliers finals. That is one of the lowest rated finals of all time. So that old Tim Duncan Spurs little thing there, not too good. But from about 2008 to 2012 was a great span of basketball. I mean, on the court, basketball culture, that was kind of the breaking of social media and Twitter and all that stuff. Just the whole, and that was the becoming of Cold Pizza, First Take, all of these sports debate shows. That was all of that era. And it was a great fucking time, not only just for the NBA, but for sports and basketball in general, across the board, college basketball. It was just a really, really great time for basketball. So I agree. 2012 was a good year, although 2012 did have the lockout, but just that whole Miami, the first super team thing, it garnered a lot of fucking attention culturally. That was a big deal just in culture. So yeah, that was probably my favorite years to watch the NBA for sure. Mine's too. From about 2008 to 2012 was like boom, like it was getting to it. The big green machines, the Celtics was running through niggas and trying to act like bullies, and yeah, the Kobe, Gasol little pow era. The Miami Heat come up. It was the start of the big threes and all of that stuff. It was a good little era. But since then, just downhill. Now Blake was dunking on everybody. Facts. Blake was people forget about Blake Griffin, man. He helped the NBA, man, a lot, man. Man, he really did with the Kia sponsorships. Had different teams with different play styles. Exactly. You had the Clippers with the pick and roll. Lob City was a real thing. Memphis with the grit. What would they call it? The grit. Grindhouse. The Memphis Grizzlies. You had the Oklahoma City Thunder. You had the Indiana Pacers with the defense. You had the Boston Celtics that did what the Boston Celtics did. You had Kobe and the Lakers with the triangle. You had the big three. You had Dwight Howard in Orlando. Just all different types of play styles. Just all different type of teams. The New York Knicks with Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony, and that little run that they had. It was a good era. So shout out to the NBA, man. But rest in peace to the NBA, man. There ain't gonna be no recovering. I can tell y'all that right now. Jason Tatum ain't gonna get it done. Anthony Edwards ain't gonna get it done. And it was really, like I said, just blame AAU sports, because now we're dealing with that generation. At that time that me and Shane's talking about, the 2012 era, 2008-2012 era. Well, these people that's now in the NBA, they was coming up through the AAU ranks and stuff. And just that whole kind of fraction of basketball, man. Nah, man. I can't even tell you. I think the Golden State Warriors is the last like known team that we know to like really sit there and run plays. The Celtics run a little bit of plays here and there, but they really kind of just run like a 4 in, 1 out. I mean, a 4 out, 1 in kind of deal. Get the switches, drive, and kick too. There's a little structure to what the Celtics do, but not much. Golden State in their heyday, they was like running Clay and Curry off of flare screens, and they had a little thing going. But just not, like he said, just not a lot of different play styles, not a lot of play calling, not a lot of anything. All-star game idea, horrendous. Let me just tell you, I don't care. Y'all can attack me to the high heavens or the low hells, man. I don't care how it all transpires. I don't care if it's fun this year and next year. I'm talking about the fact that this man keeps changing year to year, man. This is our 4th fucking change of the all-star format in the last 5-6 years. That's horrendous, dude. That's literally a sign of you not knowing what the fuck to do. So NBA, you made your bed. Y'all sided with LeBron. That's what y'all got. LeBron, my message to you, stop trying to get ahead of this story. The fact that the All-Star Weekend and celeb game and everything was the event. Facts, man. It was the event, bro. People really cared where it was hosted at. People knew to go to what party. They said like the Diddy party. The Diddy parties was shit, a part of the All-Star game, you know. Dog, the All-Star game was the event to be at for that weekend. All the celebs was pulling up. Everybody was there. The dunk contest. The city was lit. It was on and popping. Nobody give a fuck no more. Don't nobody give a fuck. And, I mean, the NFL is facing the same thing. The Pro Bowl is way worse than the All-Star game. Way worse. The NFL has just been lucky enough to run into this new batch of quarterbacks that they're going to be able to milk the next 10 years. And the contracts and stuff is a lot better. Niggas had crazy shoes that dropped. That was the rare Kirby All-Stars. Facts, man. You making me sad, man. That was good. That was just good times. But NBA's done. NBA's done. LeBron, you ain't going to be able to get ahead of this. The NBA's done. But the other thing, let's go ahead and get into it, Shane. Let's talk about Mr. 1-800-LAWYER. Let's talk about Mr. 1-800-LAWYER. Pardon my dogs. Let's see. For all your dogs getting buried. Jay-Z and Busby. Oh, Busby. He has an evil fucking face. Come on, Shane. Tell me what I need to hear. What's going on with Mr. Busby and Mr. Sean Carter? What's going on? Shane is wearing his medals around his neck. When they ask how I want my steak done, I'm going to just start telling them, Scamby, please. Shane is wearing a medal around his neck right now, guys. He's feeling good. It looks like, things was looking up for Roc Nation and stuff. But I'm here to tell you, not so fast. Not so fast. I'm waiting for Shane to drop some comments, guys. Not so fast. What do you mean? Nope. All right, let me outline it. We talked about on the last live stream. It looks like Jay-Z and them got a little they got a little pendant on their shirt. They got a little win. Not necessarily, that case is not out. That it's still developing. But the dumb Alabama bitch, Jane Doe. Now talk about Ho's victory the way it should be talked about. I can't. Like I'm warning Donald Trump. Like I'm warning Mr. 47, man. The job not finished. That's what Kobe said. Job not finished. He has spanked Scamby up and down all around. Okay, Shane. I'm just telling you, Kobe's famous quote that I wish Giannis and them would stop fucking using. Please stop it. Because now I'm talking. Now I'm here. And I see it. Stop it. Job not finished. Job not finished. Job done. Job not done. Okay? Job not done. No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Job is not done. Anyways, Roc Nation playing the same nasty games. Yeah. The dumb bitch went on NBC, blew up her own cover. But there's more to that story, more developing with that story. I told you guys kind of different angles with that last time. Could Ho have been trying to get ahead of it? What's this all about? And I mean, she alleges, that she was raped at the MTV After Awards thing. Whether they paying people to turn on Scamby or not, but now there's a girl suing Scamby because she said he knowingly gave her an STD. Yes, I seen that. I'm just saying we are just at the beginning of this messy situation. And Shane, I don't know if you remember what I told your ass. They are calling Jay-Z out for the fight. He is going to be tied up into litigation. He is going to have to answer to a disposition. And whether that is true or not is just funny, especially when you know how Hov thinks. That's him saying, okay, well, let's play that. I agree. Now, Hov is entertaining this. Hov is entertaining this from his initial statement. You will not get one red penny. That indicated, Hov is up. There's no settling. This is going to be a public display. Because a lot of this, a lot of these cases and stuff, especially high profile cases, they're swayed in the court of public opinion, So I'll read his new statement in a second. They're swayed in the court of public opinion because sometimes with these high profile celebrities, it's not a matter of actually getting them indicted or getting them actually, behind bars. A lot of it is like getting them when you file criminal lawsuits or criminal charges against them, it's like making that stick to their image. And so here we got the NBC statement by the lady who shot herself in the foot. Very fucking dumb. Then a lot of people for the last few days were saying Jaguar White, Jay-Z was after her. She was backtracking her statement. I'm here to tell you guys that is not true. She had never said that Jay-Z touched her like that. She just said she knows Jay-Z personally. He's done some fucked up things, but not in the sense of like he's fucked her or anything like that, guys. And I've just listened to her last few live streams. She is not backing or retracting any of her statements. So I just want to clarify that for anybody out there that may be confused. She is begging Jay-Z to respond directly to her. We'll see how that goes. I think Jaguar continues to be the thorn in Jay-Z's side. Jaguar and Dame Dash continue to be the thorn in Jay-Z's side because I'm saying this is a matter of swaying the public opinion on the case. Okay. And Jaguar is like, she owns this underworld. She owns this corner of the market, this conspiratory corner of the market, this whole, way out there kind of angle. Then you got Dame Dash, who a lot of people feel like Jay-Z snaked. So I think we pay her no mind. Shane means him and Roc Nation pay her no mind. The rest of the country pays her a little bit of mind. Shane admits that Jay snaked Dame. Well, Dame has come out time and time again. If you guys remember, I covered it on here too. Dame was selling his share in the Blueprint earlier. Well, he was shopping it last year, and then he had the whole teeth falling out situation. Very, very, very pathetic and embarrassing on Dame's part. Apparently, go figure who was trying to buy it and get it from the auction. Drake was trying to get that 1/3 right of the ownership of the blueprint. So I knew, and it's not. It goes right back into Jay-Z's hand, I believe, in 2032. I want to say, maybe even sooner than that. So you would be purchasing it just with like a little 8-year turnaround or something. Like it was reasonable doubt. Pardon me, not blueprint. Reasonable doubt. Thanks for correcting me. But anyways, so Dame has been in the news cycle as far as the Jay-Z conversation goes. He a lot of times tries to avoid it because I know he gets tired of it. He's been made enemy number one. But Dame just as 2 days ago said Jaguar Wright makes some serious claims and she looks like a fortune teller. And he was the one to kind of break her through to the next level when he said a few months ago, why doesn't Jay-Z sue Jaguar Wright, but he's able to sue all these other people? And then she was able to go on Piers Morgan and all these other things. So I'm just saying, Shane, that there is some element that Jaguar Wright has. She's moving and shaking some shit a little bit. I just got to say that. So she continues to be a thorn, and Dame Dash continues to be a thorn because I'm telling you guys, this thing with Jay-Z is going to be swayed in the court of public opinion. Do we see Hov behind bars? I don't know. Jay-Z has a great team of lawyers. I really don't know if I see that. I just always feared the day that we've seen them come after Hov. And I also told you guys that I do believe in the Double Dragons situation that's going on with Jay-Z and Diddy, as far as and right on cue, Jay-Z and his team, Alex, clarifies and makes it abundantly clear that Jay-Z and P. Diddy were never friends. Like that. So that's at the top of this week. Hey, my client and Diddy, they weren't locked in like that. Okay, but we can't, it's a shame. Okay, but we can't keep moving the goalposts. It started with Scamby. That is the current fight. He unequivocally mopped him up, and I don't think he's going to let up. Yep, didn't know the clown. Yes. Shane, let's stick here. Roc Nation, Tony Busby. I think he didn't vet the clown bitch. I think they're going to try to continue to go along with this. I think it's gonna fail. So Jay-Z and his team looks like they are going to be able. I don't know if they'll be able to get these charges dismissed as soon as they want to, because I think the end goal for them is to get these charges dismissed as soon as possible. I think they have a hearing this week. If they get these charges dismissed as soon as possible, that is a win for them. If this continues to drag out in courts, if this continues to drag out in the public, unfortunately, I'm telling you, that is a small win for Tony Busby, because more things are going to come. This is a shot, an attack at Roc Nation and Jay-Z, and they're going to try to tie him up. I think this is Shane. I think he is going to make such a clown out of Scamby that no other lawyer will want to touch it for real. I don't think that that's true. I don't think that that's true. I think Scamby is like the number one lawyer when it comes to personal claims. Yes. He's notorious for these. And so far, it looks like we are in for a good fight. And it looks like Mr. Scamby, as Shane is calling him, has an upward fight right now because his dumb client shot herself in her hillbilly foot. She's such a dumbass. I mean, we really need to get into some investigative journalism on the hillbilly bitch, because like, why would you go up on NBC and think that you? Now he sat her down and said, now why in the fuck would you go up there and say that? Why in the fuck would you go up there and say that? Just sit the fuck back and shut up, man. Because up until that point, it was looking like, oh shit, JC, like you got an uphill mountain to climb, because like the court of public opinion was swayed way against you. But then, hey guys, I gotta call foul on this. I don't know what is up with that NBC thing. Something's fishy with the NBC thing. That's just me personally. That's fishy. That's way too fishy. I'm hearing that Jane Doe, hillbilly, actually her father has mental health issues too. So I told you guys her out. She's able, what NBC thing? Her sitting up with NBC and going on there and saying what she said. Like, that's not how this works. And why would she do that? Like, that's not how this works. I mean, you know what I'm saying? First off, you usually have to consult with your lawyer before you say anything. Like, I mean, I really don't understand. But we'll see. I got some speculation on that. I don't know enough, so I don't want to come on here and say shit that I don't know enough about. But I don't know. Very dumb of her. But I think the goal here, guys, is Diddy has to be the fall guy. Diddy has to be the fall guy. So I think Hove is working feverishly to make sure these claims on Diddy stick, but he's also fighting a two-front war, guys, because as the things on Diddy, if Diddy keeps getting charges and Diddy keeps staying in there longer and stuff, Diddy's like, well, fuck you, Hove. Snitching is not off the table. You know what I'm saying? Snitching is not off the table. And I think we got something going on here between Mr. Sean Carter and Sean Combs. Now, Sean Carter's lawyer is distancing himself from Sean Combs. And we know this not to be the case. But we also know the game. We also know litigation. We also know how this works. Yes, you remove yourself from that client. Yeah, me and my client, they had a business relationship, but that fucking weirdo, I don't know him like that. We don't know him like that. Well, we know there's countless of videos, there's countless of evidence pointing to the fact that Sean Carter and Sean Combs are pretty close. Now, I'm not saying they're the best of friends. I know Jay-Z has personal friends, but I mean, Sean Combs and Sean Carter are pretty close. So that's an interesting development. And I think as this continues to bleed itself out, we're going to see Jay-Z try to distance itself from this is the first, by the way, this is the first acknowledgement that Jay-Z and his team has had of the whole Diddy situation at all. So I don't think they was best friends. I think this past summer told us a lot about industries. Here's if I'm playing devil's advocate, here's my beef with that, Shane. My beef with that is you're right. You're right. Shane says, I don't think they was best friends. I think that this past summer told us a lot about industries. They oversold on the report clearly to get away from the situation, but I don't think that they was running New York together. Now, hold on, that second part. Damn it, you ruined it. I wanted to talk about the first part. Now the second part, you got me just wanting to just disagree with that big time. There's only one king in New York. There's only one king in New York. And that's one. Two, they both can't be the kings of New York. So they had to be having a joint operation. And they both ran New York. Okay, running through New York. Gotcha. Okay. Now here's my thing with that. The whole Diddy racketeering charge and stuff like that, it's an industry thing. It's an industry party thing. It ain't like he was inviting just his best of friends and like most close personal confidants and people like that. No, this was an industry thing. So if you and Jay-Z, to me, Jay-Z and Diddy are the closest industry people that like of that ilk. We know Hove and Kanye ran together. We know Hove. Now, if I'm Hove, your silver lining if you're Hove is that, hey, y'all say I snake niggas out. Y'all say I'm always looking for an out. Y'all always say I'm looking for a deal or I'm looking for the next come up. So that it was business as usual with me and Sean Combs. Me and him both did what we did. We both was on the come up. He's a power player. I support him in his endeavors. He supported me in my endeavors, but like we weren't close like that. We wasn't even industry guys like that. I was just trying to, use him. We was using each other to catapult each other. Jay-Z that fits a narrative for Jay-Z. But this whole idea, like we're not friends, or even if we're friends, like it's just industry stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, but like the Diddy parties was industry stuff. So like that still doesn't admit you from the look of what it was. I'm just saying, again, we got to let this play out in the courts and stuff like that. I'm not here to hang anybody up on it. Same with Diddy. We got to see it play out. I'm just here to tell you guys the angles in which I'm seeing it and see in which they're coming from. And I'm just saying we need to continue to watch the Diddy and Jay-Z story. I think that that's the bubbling conversation going on, as if it's like, back in. That's the beauty. No, we don't. Hove didn't do that shit. There's a Hove line for everything. Laugh my ass off. I don't know how many times he has to tell these clowns, don't bark up that tree will fall on you. Yes, Shane. I love you being contrary in this. And I know you're just, it's beautiful because you always told me we don't need people to be objective. We need more people defending. We need more people on the front line. So I know that that's probably the angle that you're going to say. I'm just letting you know that I got to put out to the people, anybody watching, it's my job, at least for me, what my sole purpose is to help people see where I draw my conclusions at. So like as the story develops, I'm telling y'all like which corners to look at, which angles to look at, what's coming next or what could be coming next. So you guys don't think that like my conclusions be uneducated or just out of the realm of impossibility. So hey, I'm not willing to sit here and say Hove ain't dude. Now, did he rape the 13-year-old girl? I don't fucking think so. I don't think so. Was he involved in some nasty freaky ass shit? And I don't know if they were Diddy parties, but this Hollywood elite circles, maybe, possibly. So I'm just saying I got to be careful. I'm just saying. Malcolm X had a nice quote that got him all hung up. The chickens finally come home to roost sometimes. I ain't got no loyalty to these people that is doing this weird ass shit like that. And Beyonce, if you was involved in any weird ass shit, you going down to anybody else, man. All of y'all, I don't give a fuck from Kendrick on down the line, man. If I find out that y'all sacrificing babies and y'all's part of human trafficking or anything of that sort, now I know they smearing y'all, and I know the game. I'm just saying that if you had a hand in it and you did that shit, you can go to hell. I don't give a fuck about any of that. None of it. Go to hell. So, anyways, Hove just has to be careful because I told you, Shane, and I'm telling people, I think that a trap is being laid out for him to be set up to be put in a deposition. And in a deposition, I think they're going to do a lot of questioning on Hove. I think he's going to have to, in this whole litigation process, admit to certain things that we've speculated on over his career. That's just been speculation that now is going to have to come to the forefront, and then we're going to have to judge him in that light. So I think this is a complete character assassination going on Hove. I don't know if I think criminal charges will be coming down the line at some point, but I don't know if Hove serves any jail time or anything like that. I certainly don't hope so. I don't think Hove will step foot in a prison. Him turning this whole story on Scamby's head was a flex of what power he has. You stop saying this. No, that's not what's going on here. He said, nope. He said, nope. That's not what's going on here, guys. That is not. This is way bigger than those Scampy. This is way bigger than that. Okay. And unfortunately, when the pendulum swings and you're next in line, they're going to get you. They're going to get you, right? But you can't lose sight of the little wins, especially in this game. I said that. In the court of public opinion, he's held them off. He discredited hillbilly foot bitch that likes to shoot herself in the foot. He's discredited her. He's flipped Scampy up. Now Scampy is filing another lawsuit saying that Jay-Z and Roc Nation has paid people to attach themselves to a lawsuit against Tony Busby and his firm. So he's claiming dirty dirty tactics on Hov and Roc Nation. So Shane says, especially when everyone was clowning him for 3 days on Twitter. Yeah, Hov got his get back. Let me pull up. Let me see if I can pull it up, Shane. I know you wanted me to read this. Oh, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back. See, this is what we need here. This is what we need here. And I told y'all Hov wrote a verse. Oh, I seen something on YouTube that was fire. You know the little animation of when they had that little animation of rappers in the studio and like Kendrick on this or J. Cole on this. I seen a Hov one. Oh, it was fire. It was fire. It was fire. It was fire. Do we think Hov is giving us any music anytime soon? I don't think so right now. I really don't think so. See if I can find this article. Okay. Tony Busby has now conjured up fantastical allegations against me and my firm. Well-known corporation fighters in a desperate attempt to distract from his mounting legal woes. We look forward to addressing these false allegations and having them dismissed, Croft said in her own statement. That's Croft, part of Jay-Z's team. We assume this frivolous lawsuit is an attempt to distract from his other frivolous lawsuits. We have no idea what he is talking about, a spokesperson for Quinn Emanuel said in a statement. I want to see actually what Jay-Z said. I can't find it here. So let me see. It says, in his own new filing in the Jane Doe case Wednesday, Spiro went back on the offense, asking for an emergency protective order preserving evidence. He claimed Busby has a history of abusing the legal process and alleged there's substantial risk that Busby will destroy evidence damaging to Jane Doe's case, including evidence of his own misconduct. Spiro argued Busby failed to properly vet his client and then tried to squeeze Carter for money while threatening to go public. Spiro also faulted Busby for failing to seek admission to the New York-based claims case after signing Jane Doe's complaint as an out-of-state lawyer. Let me see. Let me go back to my live. See. Shane said, I was hoping we was going to get one, but after all, it's not. Yeah, let me get on my phone. I definitely don't think we get a Hov verse at all. I think too much is going on right now, like in real life, like seriously. One thing that I seen kind of in the, kind of the underworld news is, is people was making a big deal. Sorry, I'm receiving a text. Got it. Roc Nation is going to be arrested because his client / alleged ex-lover is accusing him of assaulting her, giving her venereal disease, and asking her to falsify documents in the lawsuit. We suppose it is also Roc Nation's fault that your other ex-clients are suing you for allegedly stealing their money? No and no. God is behind that sunlight you keep referencing. We are not the source of every sunlight that you get, but Roc sunshine is coming your way, Mr. 1-800. Shameful. Hov can't even help but to have bars and wisdom. God is behind that sunlight you keep referencing. We are not the source of every sunlight that you get, but Roc sunshine is coming your way, Mr. 1-800. Hey, let's see, man. I do like the angle of them turning this around. See, they're going to. This is going because it escalated on Wednesday after Tony Busby filed more lawsuits. Now we're going. This is going to get really, really, really tricky, guys. I think Hillbilly Bitch, we're going to lose her in the sight of what they are. Look, man. These are two powerful firms, two powerful people. A lot of money to be made, a lot of money involved here. This is going to get really, really tricky, really, really messy. And that's just why I got to say that right now, Hov did, like I said, there's a pendant on his shirt. he did change the conversation a lot this past week. But I just think that we have not seen the biggest of this is not behind us, guys. I think it's only the beginning. It's going to get really, really messy, and we're going to see a lot of dirty tactics. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I was saying just a second ago, one thing that was being reported kind of in the underworld, y'all know how I like to do. Tony Busby, this is Shane. Tony Busby company slogan is "Sunlight is the best disinfectant." Yes. He likes to bring everything into exposure. He says the best exposure is sunlight. Helps with that. So we'll see. Hove just can't help his bars, but people are making a big deal because what was the magazine? One of the magazines fact checked me. Beyonce had a page in it, and she went by Beyonce Knowles in this magazine. So I know there's been a big discussion in the last few days on, and we talked about it on here. Beyonce kind of how she looks in the light, how she would go about this, her best options in this scenario. We kind of even painted her as a potential, just for conversation purposes, possible victim in a what if situation. Anybody know? Never mind. I gotta wait to unload that. But Beyonce went by Beyonce Knows in one of the magazines. It started a lot of conversation. We seen that her mom did tweet out something a week ago, Mrs. Knowles. And so we'll see. I don't know if there's any merit behind Beyonce doing that. A lot of people say she really never carries, other than for artistic purposes. We don't see her like the Beyonce brand is just always Beyonce. It's never Beyonce Knowles or Beyonce Carter. We definitely never heard her come out and say Beyonce Carter. Like I've never even seen that. So that's a good thing to highlight here. But is the fact that she is making it at this point in time in the magazine say Beyonce Knows, that does kind of stick out, especially with this time. So we know that the Carters are married and they have a lot at stake here. There's also reports, with the wildfire going on in Los Angeles, that a lot of their belongings and a lot of stuff of value is caught up in that situation there. The timing of that is a little bit sketchy to me. But, I mean, I just get so sick. Shit happening. I guess you could always draw. You can always sniff for a conspiracy. You can always sniff for, accusation and make claims out of anything, I guess. But like some shit is just like really a fire. Like right now, a fire. Burning up any potentially incriminating evidence right now out of all times. So I don't know, but Beyonce is something to keep an eye on. Perfect time for a fire. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I just get so exhausted at the rabbit hole that these conspiracies can go into, because it's like, for me, y'all know me. It's like when I see that, it's like, now I gotta click that link and read about that, because like I'm a sucker for that. A fire right now. Really? They just know how to reel me in and get me. See, somebody's best way of somebody like me, somebody's best way is planting false stories and getting me through wormholes and rabbit holes. That's your best bet against me, because it's not going to be a matter of I'm gonna know that I'm gonna look into the information and stuff, and I'm gonna draw my own conclusions. But your best bet is to just keep dropping a whole bunch of different fucking rabbit holes for me. But we'll see. Beyonce is something to keep an eye on in this whole situation. I'm telling you guys, the Diddy Jay-Z thing is not off the table. So as we focus on the Busby versus Alex versus Hove and Roc Nation situation, we cannot take our eyes off the bigger picture. I think Diddy just had a hearing yesterday of about 30, 40 minutes. Now, we know that the trial begins in May. They're trying to meet that deadline. Diddy will obviously hope that they meet that deadline because he's trying to get out as soon as possible. Now, we know the feds are going to try to drag their feet so that way they can still gather up as much information as they can and continue to attach other people onto this. So I'm just saying between now and May is a very important time, guys, to see all what we get between this Diddy and Jay-Z thing. I think that the Diddy and Jay-Z conversation is going to be the conversation at some point right now. It's getting there, especially with the recent comments. But right now, everybody's focused on this first civil case by Jay-Z and the Hillbilly. So, yes, a win for Roc Nation right now. They got Tony Busby off their back, it looks like, for now. Brilliant. Jay-Z and his team is not to be fucked with. Jay-Z is a brilliant. I said when it first happened, Jay-Z is one of the great, if not the greatest thinker in our culture of our time. He has fuck you. Well, he don't got fuck you money. He really don't got fuck you money. That's a lie. But when it comes to litigation and stuff, he has plenty of money. We know he has lawyers on retainer. They figure that he's paying Alex in their whole management firm somewhere upwards of $25 million. So we'll see. We will see. I'm just keeping my eye on the grandiose conspiracy, the grandiose play here. I don't care about these little stories that they're going to continue to print. And I already know that there's going to be a whole flurry of these coming out. But I want to keep my eye on the big grandiose thing. Anything else on the Jay-Z and Tony Busby? Before we leave this, it should be noted, Joe Budden said he had been MIA because he had a bad sleepwalking incident and was seeking help. I haven't watched his episode, but I've seen the clip about that. And give me more, Shane. No, give me more. Don't laugh. Give me more. Give me more real quick. Because I only seen a small clip where he was alluding to it and Mark and them was like, oh. Like, what's up with that? What's up with that? That was literally what he said. It was, bruh, I said, really? Yeah, that in this light, that don't make me feel good. I don't know if I believe that either. But if we do believe that, and if he did have an incident like that, why are we like, what's up with that? He said he sleptwalked somewhere that got him in trouble. I don't know. Naked. Yeah, I seen that. I don't know. See, this isn't the time for y'all's little industry. See, this is where y'all, the people in the industry are so tone deaf, and we're gonna get into the Pentagon and these dumbasses and stuff. But this is not the time for y'all's vagueness and y'all's little secrets. This isn't the time for that. You see what I'm saying? This is the time for full transparency, because now I'm going to. We don't know. He has sleptwalking, got in bed with Ian, if you remember. Oh yeah, that's why you took 3 pods off. To me, that's alarming. That's alarming. God, do we want to stay here? Because that's alarming. I think Joe has heavy industry ties. I can just only think about sounds like he had to leave and get some affairs in order ASAP. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not rolling, but I like to sometimes let's entertain a LeBron departure. See, the thing with me, Shane saying that Joe Budden, who is notoriously known as a Hovenger, it's been a running joke on his podcast. Has anytime that there's like Hove or Diddy news out, they miss a podcast, they skip a podcast, they go on vacation, something like that. It's a running joke on their podcast. They joke about it. It's all out there in the open. Well, the Hove news comes out. Joe Budden takes like 3 podcasts off. He tweets out, "No need for mystery, no need conspiracy. I'm dealing with family issues." He comes back and says that it has something. He's very vague about it. It has something to do with him sleepwalking. He has had previous incidents of him sleepwalking and doing weird shit while he sleepwalked, getting in beds and shit like that. But let's just entertain. Here's the thing with me. Same with LeBron's disappearance. Because LeBron and Joe Budden disappeared at the same time. But let's roll with your thing. He did say he never thought he was a chronic sleepwalker, but allegedly he just found out he does it all the time. Okay. He thought the Ian thing was a one-off. Okay. I just think of, when I hear stories like that, I think of Wendy Williams. I think of there's countless of people, but I think of Wendy Williams and I think of Kanye West off the top. I think of the whole situation with Drake. If you guys remember in the beef with Kendrick Lamar, Kendrick kept alluding to drugs, but not just Ozempic or anything like that, but like sleep. That Drake is on like these meds, these sleep meds, and Michael Jackson was under these medications too. Kanye West was under these medications. Wendy Williams was put under these medications. And on some get out shit, on some real life get out shit. So I just wonder, like, Joe, what are you all involved with? What are you all involved with? I don't know. We'll see about the Joe Budden thing. I'll look more into that because that's very, very, very alarming. And now I got my nose and eyes percolating, and I don't like that. I don't like that feeling at all. Anything else there? Hove, a win for Hove, and they did the park. I did see that, and they did the pot at Park's old spot randomly. I did not like that. I think that is court. They got to answer for that to me. No, yeah, it should be noted. And I was on Twitter like, I'm like, that's the old background. What's up with that? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he just did some. Ish was gone, and so was Ice. I don't know. Just too much nastiness, man. We just need some transparency, and that leads into probably my final topic of today: transparency. So, we know about the New Jersey drones. If anybody hasn't been up to date, since I think we're coming on a month. I think today's a month since the first sightings and stuff. But in New Jersey, there's been reports and sightings of small SUV-sized drones, or all different types of drones. And so it's racked up over the month, and now it's made national news. Now we got briefings and classified briefings, Pentagon release statements, press secretary release statements, a statement from Joe Biden, a statement from President-elect Donald J. Trump. So it's a big thing, and they continue, and the sightings continue to ramp up. I want to change the name of these from drones. Huh? I don't know what you're saying, Shane. But Oh, I want them to change the name of these from drones. They're big as fuck. Have you talked to your uncle about these? Those are aircrafts, yeah. Um, Here's the thing. So I got you guys up to speed. They've ramped up. It's all over the news. It's the number one topic going on here. And obviously, with that being done, a lot of wormholes, a lot of rabbit holes. You know, is it a psyop? Yeah, I did. He is way too practical to make the convo fun. Yeah, niggas like that. It's like whatever. It's like whatever. Okay. Um, it's like okay. I guess they're not Anunnaki. Um, Whatever you always have an answer, right? um, so let me throw it to you guys, people that's going to be watching this later on, people that's out in the chat there. What do you guys think is going on there? But too many times, and I reported this a month ago. Too many times do we get caught up on that question. What are these? As opposed to the real conversation that we need to be having. And I know I'm beating a dead horse. I know y'all hear me say it every week. But guys, there's fucking drones, UAPs, UFOs, whatever you want to call them, flying in the skies over not only New Jersey, but they're in Oregon. They're in Ohio. They're in New York. They're in North Carolina. They're in Florida. The list goes on and on. I do not think it's aliens, unfortunately. No. The question needs to be why and how do we allow this? We just continue to march on a slippery, more and more slippery slope of giving the government more and more power and control. A lot of people are saying this is a psyop. They're distracting us from something. But even if that is the case, we have to hold the CIA, because this is where it would come from, the deep state. We have to hold these people accountable. And this is what happens when these are unelected officials and unelected people. But we're going to come to a point, and we're coming to a point where it's literally going to be the government versus the deep state, and the government and the people, the governmental body and the people versus the deep state. Because it's clear as day what I'm gathering from this. The takeaway from this drone situation isn't what they are, isn't the size, isn't what are they doing, what is the origin and nature, like how are they here, is it a foreign territory? Pish posh. They're gonna lie to us, guys. We'll find out in 3 years, and when they unseal it and declassify it. Okay, the conversation here needs to be the lack of trust in media from the people, from us, the lack of accountability from the governmental body to the deep state, and where does this lead, and what do we need to do to garner some back control? I've sat on this platform many a times and said that we really need to consider a tax strike. I don't think that our governmental body, granted, do I think local jurisdictions and local people, the mayor of New Jersey and these local people, they're trying to get to the bottom of it? Yeah, but if you hear these stories, they keep going to somebody higher than them and they keep being stonewalled. Excuse me. They keep being stonewalled. And granted, I understand that there's some stuff of nature that our military and the CIA and stuff has to keep classified, and they have to keep from the American public. And a lot of people are saying, we need to know, we need full transparency. Shut the fuck up. No, y'all don't. Like, what would y'all do if they really told y'all the truth? And this is where I side with them a little bit. It's like, shut the fuck up. Y'all can't handle the truth. Y'all literally can't handle the truth. We're adults. Like, no, we're big babies. We're big fucking babies. If they told you that there's a nuclear warhead that they fucking lost under New Jersey somewhere in a fucking tunnel, and they're trying to search for it at night using radiation, thermal energy binoculars or whatever the fuck it is, you guys will be freaking the fuck out. Okay, so everybody stop acting so practical. So everybody stop acting like, you know, we need full transparency and full disclosure. No, we don't need full transparency and full disclosure. However, we do literally. They told y'all it was a pandemic and y'all caused a shortage of toilet paper. Exactly. And they was just like, nigga, we ain't doing that again with y'all. Y'all will find out when we solve it. But again, my point is that we know, I'm glad Shane brought that up. We know about the pandemic, is what they're calling it now. We know that this was from a Wuhan lab. We know that we had the drop on it. We know about the spy balloon. But also, what comes out this week is the January 6th thing was a coup. There was 26 or 27 federal agents involved in the January 6th Capitol Hill riot. Just as people suspected. So once again, conspiracy theorists, right. Now this time it was the right wingers. It was the pro-Trumpers saying that no, this was not all of us. We did not kill people. There was there was federal agents there causing a lot of the ruckus. The Black Lives Matter movement had Antifa and stuff there, as some of the George Floyd riots and stuff like that. My point is, this is a fact now. This is a fact that they do these operations and that they do these things, right? And that our central intelligence agencies do these weird little, you could call them psyops or false flagged or staged events, but like we should not. It cannot be spoken enough about that. We know that they do these false flag thing. The 9/11 situation comes out all these years later. You know, all these years later. It's over and over and over again. So, to anybody's point that this could be a psyop, maybe. What else is going on? You got to ask yourself a couple big questions in that vein. If something's a psyop, one is, does this increase governmental control? Whatever the psyop may be. So you got to ask yourself that. And then the other question you got to ask yourself is, what else is going on that they may be closely associated to, that they would try to distract you from? I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, the Epstein thing, the Diddy thing. Yeah. I mean, granted, I think that a lot of the stuff coming down the pipeline in the last, you think about the timeline. So in 2019, we get Epstein. Big fucking deal. We follow Epstein up with the suicide, the jailing of Maxwell. Then in 2020, we get a pandemic. Then we get the invasion of Ukraine. Then we get the UAP disclosure. Then we get the Hamas and Israel situation. Now the P. Diddy situation, and now we're seeing a incursion in Syria. You know, so could this be tied into the Syria thing? I don't know. I do know the Syria thing is not making the news right now, and this is what I'm saying. I want to use this platform for, because we got to bring to the forefront, we got to bring to the headline sometimes, or to the limelight, these stories that are in the bottom right corner of the news page. You know, that was headline news 2 weeks ago, but now it's no longer headline news. But another thing, you know, with these drones is like, what the fuck is going on with the orbs? You know, a lot of these drones are met with, reports of orbs. And if you guys kind of know the history of orbs and stuff, they've been reported on a lot of times. A lot of undisclosed UAP videos, the missing Malaysian flight. There's a lot of videos out there of, if you're looking on a plane and you're above, a certain level in the sky, you see them above the clouds like these orbs. And granted, could they be like reflections and stuff like that? I don't know. I'm not well versed enough. to be able to say that. But I will say that there has been mass reportings of orbs at the same time, and there's been videos. ABC, I can't play it on here because I can't share my screen. Shane, are you in the chat? Can anybody see the screen? I should have never done that because now I'm not going to be able to get out of here. Let's see. Give me a second. I only see you. Screen 1, screen 2. Can you see the screen now? The thing is, there we go. Nope. All right. Anyways, I'm back. I gotta figure out how to do that. But there's so much going on here. Nope is a good word to use here. Nope is a good movie to watch right now. Do we think these drones are alien in nature? Do we think they're foreign technology in nature, or do we think that they're governmental? Are they part of ours? There's see, the thing with that is that's 3 rabbit holes that you got to go down, and then in those rabbit holes you lose sight of, like, I think they're ours. That's what Shane thinks. Okay, well then tell me what the fuck they're doing. Exactly. That'd be my point. It's like, dog, I don't like either 3 of these options. And here we are going to fight amongst each other and talk amongst each other for the next 2-3 months about whose they are, rather than the fuck that they're there. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who they are. They're there and they shouldn't be there. Okay. They're flying in low orbit of people's homes and shit like that. And it's like, well, one of these 3 things are true, potentially, and none of these 3 things are good. Okay? Because if they're ours, what the fuck are y'all doing? Is it a military exercise? Are y'all practicing? Meanwhile, in China, if you go look at their drone technology, and I had it on here, China's been doing these weird drone swarms. And I've just seen one like yesterday where they did a real unique like drone, like New Year's kind of like event, like a holiday event, and a drone looked like it was a big circle in the sky, and then they had the drones cut. It was beautiful. It was crazy. So China is putting on a display right now, a drone display, mechanicalism like that we've never seen, and I think that they're flexing on us right now. So are they China's? You know, I know we purchase our drones from China. I know that we sell. I've had a lot of big issues with the whole China and the farmland situation in China, and I'm telling you guys, it'll come out in 5 years or so. But a lot of these outbreaks, we've been getting outbreaks all year long, record outbreaks. You can't track where the drones came from and are going. Really? Yeah. See, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing is that, you know, a lot of people's problem is the Pentagon is speaking out of they're speaking out of both sides of their mouth. They're saying that there's no threat, but they don't know who's they. They're not a foreign entities. They're not ours, and they're not of alien origin, but there's no threat. So we already talked about that. How do y'all come to the conclusion there's no threat if that is the case? But then they're also gaslighting people and saying that a lot of these are right-wing aircrafts. A lot of these people are reporting just regular aircrafts, and some are military, some are drones, they are saying that a lot of the reports are just, missed sightings, but they're not saying all of them. So the question then becomes, well, if 9 out of 10 can be explained, then y'all explain to us the 1 out of 10. Do y'all have an answer for the one? Do y'all have an answer for that one? Whose are they? You're saying they're not ours. They're not China's. They're not Iran's. They're not Russia's. They're not alien of nature's. Well, then whose are they? Because that conclusion is a little bit more scary than any. So just, you would almost think that our Pentagon and our spokespeople would be smart enough to realize that their way of manipulating, their way of press and stuff is antiquated. It's outdated. We have podcasts. We have people like myself. We have mad people that do this day in and day out, day-to-day news, fast, quick update. And then we got social media that if I scroll on my timeline right now, we're getting answers right now. So y'all are too slow. Y'all come together, and then y'all have a classified briefing. And I wish I could shout out the journalists. And this is why journalism is so important. The reporter, journalism is so important. It's really like the fourth branch of the media. I mean, of the government. You need journalism. You need people to hold our governmental bodies accountable. You need people to document shit. She said, well, if there's no threat, if they're not ours, not theirs, not, why is the briefings classified? Like, why is the briefings, so why are y'all having 3-hour meetings on? And John Kirk, he didn't have an answer. I got to refer you to Congress. I'm not quite sure. We'll get the answers. I'm just telling you guys what I know. No, you was just big and bad in all your answers before. You was just big and real sure about yourself all before. So they can't even. We got news coming out of the White House. We got news coming out of the Pentagon, and then we got local jurisdiction. It's all 3 different contrary reporting. It's just all over the place, and this is where it lends yourself to a lot of conspiracies, a lot of loose ends, a lot of people speculating. And granted, I'm sure they're like, we don't give a fuck. Go ahead and speculate. We're doing our military operation. Who gives a fuck? But soon, the American people is going to have to realize, Shane, I'm very alarmed. I'm very alarmed that I don't think I know, but I wonder how. I never quite could put my finger on what the world would be like at the time that they exposed the pedophile ring. But I know now. I kind of quite wonder what the world would be like when we were on the brink of nuclear war. But now I kind of know. And then I always wondered what would happen if we were facing a potential invasion, or if there was a mothership that came over New York City. What would happen? Now I kind of know. And the answer is this. People don't even, I go on my Facebook, not a peep about it. And my Facebook is followed by, it's a lot of local stuff. It's just people that you know from your hometown. And let me just tell you, people in Springfield just do. If there's anything going on in the world, Springfield is last to know. I mean, they was talking about Haitians eating cats and dogs, and Springfield knew last. That's just what I'm saying. Springfield knows last, dog. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. I scroll and I scroll and I scroll and I scroll, and I'm like, is anybody talking about the fact that there's fucking thousands of drone sightings in our country right now? Anybody? Not one person. I made the status 3 weeks ago. What y'all think about the drones? I have people fucking from Houston and Las Vegas commenting. Nobody from Springfield gave a fuck. I had people from my cousins from fucking out west and down south commenting. Go ahead, God. Let me get out first and let my family get out, but wipe Springfield off the map. Just do rid of it. Yeah, Springfield lives in a vacuum. Just go ahead, just get us out of it. Just go ahead and move us out the way, dog. Springfield don't give a fuck. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic, man. Here we are in the midst of a potential, it could be an alien invasion. It literally quite could be an alien invasion. Or it could be a fucking invasion from a foreign country. Or it could be our military. Let me report this. The FAA is now, because this is the other contradictory thing. The FAA, after all these weeks, there's nothing going on. Shane, check this out. Nothing going on. Nothing going on. Well, the FAA has banned drone, because they're calling it hobbyists. These are hobbyists. That's what it was. These are hobbyists. These are just hobbyist drones. Just people that go to Best Buy and people that build their own drones. They're allowed to fly. These aren't hobbyist drones. This kind of exercise of thousands of drones over and over that we're seeing reports. Yeah, they do keep saying hobbyists. That's where my beef be. My beef never be with the story. It be with the fucking media. to be with the media, bro. I want to go toe to toe with y'all. I want to go toe to toe with y'all day in and day out. Because y'all lie. Y'all sit there and lie to the American people like their kids, like their babies and shit. And it's like, it's not that we aren't, because we are. But it's the fact, it's insulting to people like myself, where it's like, no, dog, no. No. Like, you think you can feed me that bullshit? No, at least come up with a better alibi, come up with something better for me. He said on any given day, there could be 8,400 hobbyist drones or some shit. Yeah. Like, dude, save it, bro. Save it. Okay, then what made November 18th and November 19th to December 19th so fucking special? If these are hobbyist drones and shit, then what made it so special? And y'all said that these aren't ours. These aren't ours. And if they're hobbyist drones, then why can't we shoot them down? Why can't we shoot them down? What's the big holdup? Y'all just gonna let hobbyist drones fly all everywhere over people's houses? Clearly, we ain't talking about them baby ass drones. All right, clearly. Like, I hate that. It's like, no, they're not the same old drones that everybody sees every fucking day. Like, no, these people in New Jersey know about drones. We're talking about the Tahoe that flew over my fucking apartment with 3 flashing fucking lights, and that when I put in my camera at it, it disappeared in the ethos. That's what we're talking about, okay? So stop insulting the American people. That's one. Now the FAA is restricting flights on drones, and they did release this statement. Let's see if I can fucking find this statement. FAA drone restriction. Fuck these people. Sick of them. Give me a second. Yeah, they restricted them for a month until January 17th. And we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Drones were not tracking missing radioactive material in New Jersey, DEP says. So we'll see about that. Y'all gonna have some explaining to do, and we ain't. The hobbyist thing is just not gonna work. I really want to find this thing. No, we don't care about that. Give me the fucking thing. Let me get back to the live stream. They said some people flew their baby drone up to get a look at it, and it looked completely powered down, their baby drone. Yeah, it fell from the sky. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's mad reports of that. And there's reports of these orbs. These orbs kind of coming in contact with these drones, man. Like, what's going on with the orbs? That's what I want to know. And I know that we was like the Orion's belt and all that stuff, and I kind of get that because I'm into that kind of shit, but that don't explain some of these orb sightings that I'm seeing. I said on the first episode that I did about these drones, could it be the PSYOP that they could be doing? Could it be? So we got full UAP disclosure this year. I think the unveil has been lifted. There's 2 ways to look at this for a lot of people. Could they be preparing us, the Project Blue Moon conspiracy? Could they be preparing us for a potential invasion and kind of gradually getting us along and setting us up for the okie doke? Or could it be that we are actually under that these UAPs, that these sightings are actually very, 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 very prevalent? And for some reason right now, I think the reason would be the fact that we're inching closer and closer to nuclear war, and a lot of these drones and orbs are found over military sites. Could it be that these baby whales and UAPs are really, really active right now, and they're using the drones to kind of distract from the fact that we have a presence above our head right now with these fucking UAPs or whatever you want to call them? Right, Pat thing, and they had it on the radio thing. A drone. It was drone sightings, a couple of drone sightings in the Right Pat area. So, and I'm saying, like, not only is this kind of a national news story, but if you look into some global news and stuff, there's a lot of drone sightings over military bases in China. Just a lot of places right now. Now, granted, they are probably always going on, but obviously when is such a big deal in our news or in the news, everybody's going to pay close attention to them. Sorry, I keep having to burp. I want to find this flight restriction here. Nope, they want me to pay. It's so pathetic. Like, dude, I'm not paying for that. Basically, the FAA said, y'all ain't flying y'all shit for the next month. Let me see. I think I got it here. While we have not detected any public safety or national security threats, we will continue aggressively monitoring the situation as we call on Congress to pass legislation to give states and local law enforcement the authority and resources that they need to manage this evolving technology. She said in a statement, public safety is my top priority, and I'll stop at that. No, that's not it. That's not it. And here they have the quote, but they don't give me the whole quote. Essentially, these motherfuckers were saying that we're banning this, and this is kind of alarming to me. We're banning there's drone restrictions for the next month in like 22 counties in that area. And if the federal government sees any drones that is not of authorized nature, they will take action on these drones. That's what they said. Not verbatim, but that's the crux of what they said. That basically for the next month, no drones and shit. If they do see these drones or whatever and they're not authorized, they will be handled. So there's a lot to look at there. Could that be them admitting? Could that be their admission that this is these are foreign, and they're actually about to handle it and do something about it, and this is their way of kind of like saving face, the fact that they've let these drones happen for a month, and it could be a foreign adversaries, and now they're finally about to do something about it. That could be them saving face. Are these of alien descent? Could we see some Star Wars shit going on? Or is it our government and they're about to, this is their way of reeling it back in and stopping all the military exercise that they were doing? And then, so now that they restrict drone flights and stuff, the FAA restricts them. Now the military or whoever was a part of this just stops flying them, and it just seems like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It was just like, it was hobbyists and stuff. We restricted them. They're not flying them no more because we restricted them. Now we got a gauge on it. That's clearly what it was, and that was the answer to it. It took them a couple of days to come up with this. I mean, not a couple of days. It took them a couple of weeks to come up with this. I really want to find it. FAA. Oh, man. Yeah, Twitter always got everything. That's not the one. Let me just get on Twitter. Twitter got everything. Fuck this. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think. I kind of think, I mean, obviously, I think we were all in agreement that, Okay, DJ Academics apologized to Jay-Z. I'll have to see about that. We'll have to see about that, Shane. I guess Fat Academics apologized to Jay-Z. We'll just have to see about that. You better get in line, Academics. You better get in line. Yeah, I see you every day trying to get on the right side of things. I think you start to see shit more clear. And that kind of reminds me. There's 50 Cent. If there's two people I want Kendrick to stay away from, it's Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent. Not a fan of neither. Definitely not a fan of. I I don't know if 50's rolling anything. I don't necessarily. I don't think that applies to 50. That line of thinking. I don't think that applies to 50. I think 50 is just an ultimate troll. I think he's always played all sides. He does it with Sean. He does it with Jay-Z. One minute he's trying to hang Jay-Z by the neck, and then next minute he's on Instagram laughing about it, saying, "Oh, so we are having the Super Bowl and all that type of shit." Like, I don't think 50 has a backbone. I just think we've grown up. Everybody loves 50 so much, everybody's scared to say it. I mean, I don't know how loyal a nigga could be when he's not loyal to his son. That's just me. So I don't trust 50 as far as I can throw him. Now I know. I mean, he sided with Kendrick at times. He sided with Drake at times. Guys, we're so done with that. Y'all are not going to be able to kick up dust and change the narrative. He lost. We don't care. I'll have more on the UMG thing coming too. But 50, because 50, is running his mouth and stuff. They teamed up against Drake. The industry went up against them, trying to knock him off his spot. Yada yada yada. You mean like the same way, like the same method that they used against you and Ja Rule? You mean when you, Benzino, Eminem, Dr. Dre, everybody attacked Ja Rule? That same method? And Aftermath, Interscope, and Jimmy Iovine and them use you to assassinate Ja Rule? So, granted, now this does give him good perspective. This does give him good insights. So maybe he's right. But it's like, I need more nuanced conversation from people that should have the most nuanced takes on these. You know what I'm saying? Stop always speaking. Where is the conversation for not the lowest common denominator, not the dumb people, not the base? You know what I'm saying? Where's the high, shout out to 19 Keys. Where's the high level conversations? See, some of ours should be having the high level conversations. There's people out there that would love and enjoy. There is a base. There is room for high level thinking, guys, critical thinking, people that don't have to rely on their phone, people that don't have to rely on the media, people that can actually do some critical thinking. Where's those conversations at? You know what I'm saying? I don't need 50 to go up there and say these this low hanging fruit. We don't need that. So, anyways, Dot, stay away from 50. Stay away from fucking Snoop Dogg. Wayne did apologize. Or no, he didn't apologize. I'm sorry. Wayne kissed the ring. We know the whole beef with Wayne, the Super Bowl, and Kendrick Lamar. Wayne sat with Skip Bayless, which I don't know why nobody's making a big deal about that, but I guess we give Wayne a pass, and I love Wayne to death, so I'll give him a pass. We give Wayne a pass because I remember they was killing Kendrick for sitting with SZA and Harper Bazaar saying it was a white magazine when it's not. They even killed Drake for sitting with certain people. But Lil Wayne, one of the hot tickets, one of the hot conversations in town, he gives his first exclusive to Skip Bayless. He doesn't give it to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? He gives it to Skip Bayless, and he says, Skip Bayless, questions him about the Kendrick thing. And Wayne says that him and Kendrick actually talked. And everything's good. And that he told Kendrick to go kill it. And Wayne told him, you don't gotta feel let down by me, or, you don't gotta feel like you feel, and there's no apology needed, blah, 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 blah. The point is, the point of the matter is, I'm glad that needs to be water under the fucking bridge. I never believed, and this is the media. This is the media, man. Throwing out rumors, Wayne got in the booth, then we get AI release tracks. Man, Wayne ain't getting no fucking booth, man. Now, the story that needs to come out about this is we need to watch Drake, who has actually fallen back, ironically. because he still tried to do a little bit of trolling here and there and shit on Instagram. But I can't wait. I hope when he gets into this thing with Universal, if he actually files, I hope the courts put a gag order on him. There's one person I just want them to put a gag order on. It's Drake. Just put a gag order. Shut him the fuck up. Shut him up. Put a gag order on him, and that'd be the best thing for Drake. Actually, if somebody had the power to just put a gag order on him and say, just shut the fuck up, because he shoots himself in the foot more than anybody. He's really fucking dumb. But anyways, I want to see the fallout with that, because I thought an angle that Kendrick was going to do, which is what he did do, he was going to attack and pull apart Young Money to really test their alliances. Because if you see, TDE has stayed near and dear to Kendrick this whole beef, and they've moved militant, they've moved perfect. We even had the Nickerson Christmas giveaway thing that they do yearly. Kendrick did it, SZA did it, everybody did it, pulled up in the projects. So it's just from start to finish, they have been there side by side, rolling with Kendrick. The West has been behind Kendrick, and Drake can't seem to find a home. And now the whole New Orleans Super Bowl thing came out, and it was a little bit shaky there, but now it looks like Wayne and Kendrick is good. And you guys got to remember, see, and there's something that Tory Lanez is going to find out in prison too. People really don't understand how affiliated Kendrick Lamar and Top Dog and them are. And Wayne is known to be affiliated as well. And those the Bloods and all of that stuff there. I didn't think Wayne was going to want to deal with the association, the proximity of some of Kendrick and his ties. If you guys see what I'm saying, I never thought that. Wayne is done with that. He's too old. He's too tired. That's just not his thing. But it'd be really, really, if you guys remember, Drake released No Face, and the original No Face had Playboy Cardi on it. Playboy Cardi struck him, sent him a cease and desist, took that shit down, and then Playboy Cardi was seen. Playboy Cardi released pictures with him and Kendrick. J3 Hitta released pictures of him and a whole bunch of the blood gangs with Playboy Cardi and stuff. So it just looked really, really, really horrible on Drake's part. And I'm just saying that to say Drake needs a friend. 50 seems like he wants to be that friend at this point, but I don't think 50 is somebody that you really want in your back pocket like that. Although 50 is a troll master, I don't think he has a leg to stand on. I think he always stands on faulty ground. Like I said, you can't be loyal to a man if you can't be loyal to your son. I know we love 50, and I know we love power and stuff, but guys, somebody got to tell the fucking truth. Somebody got to tell the truth. So we'll see. More to come from that. But really, to finish the stream, the drone situation is still developing. I want us to continue to pay more attention to the fact that there's actually drones, more so than the fact of whose they are. We'll get to that. And I understand that part is important first, because I'm trying to hatch my eggs, before I bake them. But I just want us to realize, like, how crazy it is. How crazy it is that our government is getting away with the fact that there's drone swarms every fucking where, and they don't feel like they have to explain anything to us. Congress, they stopped one bill, but Congress is investigating passing another bill for the Senate to change their salaries from $174,000 a year to $223,000, I think, a year. So as we continue to not get answers about COVID, January 6th, spy balloons, UFOs, Jeffrey Epstein list, as we continue, the American people continue to not get any fucking answers on anything, we are forking money left and right to foreign nations, funding wars that we don't agree to. And while Congress is approval rate is at about 13%. They think that they need a $50,000 raise. I'll leave on that, guys. $50,000 raise. $50,000 raise from $174,000 to $223,000. They think they deserve that. They're supposed to be our connection to the bigger governmental body, and they ain't worth the fuck. We ain't getting no answers. So I'm on y'all's ass, man. We need a tax strike coming soon, man. I'm telling y'all. Hey, 47. We seen Elon Musk all up at Capitol Hill this week. They're trying to divide you and Elon Musk. I mentioned it last episode or the episode before that Elon Musk is more powerful than you, and it's very interesting that he's getting into politics, and I wonder what's up his sleeve and the hand at play, yada, 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 yada. But watch as the media will try to drive a wedge between Elon and Trump. They said Elon swirled up a frenzy up at Capitol Hill today, and he was the sight to see up there. So they'll lean on this narrative. It'll roll out. They're going to try to drive a wedge between Doge and Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and they're going to call Elon Musk the president. They're going to act like Elon Musk is dictating the shots, that Donald Trump is Elon Musk's puppet master. That is what their next angle is going to be. But I'm just saying, we got 34 to 35 days between now and the inauguration. These drones are all in New Jersey. Are they looking for something? Are they planting something? Are they protecting certain people that they're supposed to be protecting? Like, we don't know the nature of it. I'm just saying, like I was telling Jay-Z, don't wear the win on your chest just yet. Donald J. Trump, it is not over. You are going to have a long 4 years. In fact, you're going to have a long 34 days, I fear. You're going to have a long 34 days. I do not think that their attempt to stop you from getting into office, especially with your cabinet and all these outsiders that you're bringing inside of politics, U.S. politics and governmental bodies, I think that they have a serious issue with that. And I think that they are going to try to make one last grandiose swing at you. Now, I also believe that if you do get in, this country is going to collapse from within. We are going to go to war within the deep state from within. That is my opinion on it. You guys drop comments below. Please share, like, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Next week, I'm coming back Saturday to finish some more of these topics. Next week, we are going to get into some more lighthearted topics. We'll do a year-end review, kind of music, talk about some of these lists, best rapper lists of the year, moments of the year, all this kind of, Disney Channel shit. We'll get to that. We'll be doing that next week. But yeah, this is Lord of Lips signing out on the No Dos page. Peace out.